Welcome to the Our Team Podcast, powered by eXp Realty. Are you an agent looking to level up? Are you someone looking to buy or sell real estate? Fantastic. This is the show for you.
Hey guys, thank you for joining us on another edition of the Our Team Podcast. I have a super cool, very special guest here today. Someone that I really respect, someone that's been in the industry for almost 20 years. Just came over and joined our brokerage, and I'm really excited to have him share kind of where he's been, where he is now, and why, and what he's really looking forward to. So this is Tom Olsewski.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Yep.
Looking forward to it.
Get closer to that mic, Tom.
Okay.
You got to jump on that thing. It's just a typical Thursday afterglow of the meeting that we had here at the office, and so there's chit-chat back there, so you got to choke on that mic a little bit.
Okay, no problem.
So, Tom, how many people have trouble pronouncing your last name?
Everybody.
It's actually
Everybody.
It's simple if you break it down, right? Olsewski,
Yeah.
right? But
Olsewski.
yeah, Olsewski.
Yeah.
It's like,
And it's been Americanized.
oh, okay. So how?
There was a Z in there. It should be Olszewski.
Oh, that would really make it difficult. So how that works for me is how I'm sure it works for you, because if somebody spends enough time trying to figure out how to spell your last name and pronounce it, then you know they're in it to win it with you. With me, A-U-E-R, there's so many vowels. It's like, how do you pronounce that? Everyone tries and they go, oyer, what? So I always have to say, okay, look, it's Bauer without the B. So it's just Auer, right? And then they go, geez, I would have never seen that coming. It's a very common German name.
Yeah, I guess I heard it years ago, so I never had any issues
Yeah.
with it. Somebody pronounced it.
Well, you're pretty bright. You're pretty sharp. So
Don't let that get out.
I think the word's already out. So let's talk about where you've been. I mean, you've making some big changes right now with moving to a different brokerage, and there's obviously reasons for that. You've been very successful. Before you came over to eXp, I stalked the heck out of you and was very impressed with what you've done in the past and how you've really embraced technology and all of that. And let's unpack that a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it'll be 19 years in July that I've been in the industry, started in 2004. And before that, I was in the computer technology industry. And the last 10 of that, I actually had my own small computer business.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So did a little bit of that. And so I've always been big on the technology side.
Yeah.
When I started, within 6 months, I built my own website. So, and again, this is back in 2004, probably 4 or 5-ish.
Wow.
And nobody cared about the internet and a website at that point.
And that probably took a lot of code, right? I mean, it wasn't like drop, plug and play.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't plug and play.
Yeah.
But I used a product from Adobe called Dreamweaver. It's still around.
Yeah.
It simplifies
Okay.
it quite a bit. So got my very first listing from that website.
Wow. So was the website kind of was it a landing page, or was it something that really told a bigger story with a lot more layers and things like that? What was the site?
Predominantly a landing page with, some about me. It was like an online brochure,
Okay.
basically.
Okay, gotcha. Which is still a very common way of using funnels and stuff like that. Today we do that on a ton of every property, for example. So once people went to the page, was there a really clear call to action and things like that?
Contact me for
Yep.
information on buying and selling.
Yeah.
And, that's how it went. So
That's really cool. First web page I ever made was very Dan Kennedy. I was doing a lot of direct response marketing, so it was a unique selling proposition at the top.
it's a no BS website.
Absolutely, and it was just straight to the point. Click here to get this. Had a very strong offer. Everything was just very, very direct response, and Joe Polish, Dan Kennedy, all those guys that I was following, all of their stuff. And sounds like you obviously were doing the same thing. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, very much so. And then moving on, eventually I was with Keller Williams for a
Mhm.
while. And again, they were rolling out some pretty cool stuff with a market leader website.
Cool.
And they had some old technology for websites as well. And I was actually able to make a little side business of helping agents put these websites
Oh, there you
together.
go.
And at that time, I had my son as my assistant, and I've trained all three of my kids on technology. You know, I've got pictures of they could barely sit up on my lap,
Yep.
on a keyboard.
That's so
And
cool.
so he did a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
As far as setting up.
That is really cool. That reminds me a little bit of, you and I talk a lot about Jay Kinder and Michael Reese.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. I've been following those guys for years, coached with the NAEA
Yep.
group. Yeah.
think about, we just saw something in, I believe his name is Braden Kinder.
Braden Kinder.
Braden Kinder.
Sounds just like
I know,
Jay.
exactly like his dad, right? But that's what's happening there too. So, you got some of the best marketers in the
Yeah.
country, in our industry,
Yeah.
and now their kids are doing it.
Yeah.
And why not? It works.
Yeah,
You don't.
absolutely. And that's why I was drawn to those guys, because both Michael and Jay have a saying, it's not the best agent that wins, it's the best marketer.
100%.
And I've taken the marketing from when I had my own business and looked to apply that to
Yeah.
my real estate business.
Yeah, so
And
smart.
both in the attraction part, as well as helping my clients with the best possible presentation of
Yeah.
the property online
Yep.
in today's social media world. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of pillars of marketing when you're a full-time agent at a brokerage like ours. You should be excellent at marketing because you want to market to get new business.
Yeah.
You want to market to your sphere a certain way. You want to market a particular property and get it out there and be able to show how you are. There's a huge degree of separation between what you do to market a home and what the average agent does. And then there's agent attraction marketing that way.
Yeah.
So being a good marketer and understanding the different audiences and how to convey your message and your offer to those different groups is important.
Yeah. Very
Very.
much so. Very much so. Right across the board. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you also kind of have to know which different mediums to hit them on.
Yeah.
Some campaigns are going to work really well on YouTube, right? Some campaigns don't do very well there. They get kind of buried, so you got to focus more on Instagram and do your reels. Sometimes it's just Facebook and do Ads Manager to get this out to this group, or like you were talking earlier, using Facebook, but really more specifically using custom audiences,
Yeah.
creating those audiences.
Yep.
That's powerful stuff.
Yeah.
So you're talking next level stuff here, Tom.
I try to be on the leading edge.
That's right.
Sometimes it gives me scars and all.
But look at your hair. Your hair is cutting edge. Did you ever notice my hair?
No, you always have a
it's-
hat on.
Yeah, here. It's worth it. I'm going to do this. Check it out. Check it out. Don't be jealous.
Okay.
Don't be jealous. So I don't have cutting edge hair. I used to have cutting edge hair, not anymore. So that's cool. It's impressive that you have from the very beginning embraced technology.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of agents don't do it. They don't at all because
Well,
they're
they're
afraid.
not exposed to it and they're afraid of it and
Yeah.
don't know what to do.
Yeah. And you know what I say to an agent like that? Embrace what you're good at. So if you're not good at technology, and no matter what, you can't wrap your head around it, there's a place for you in real estate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can come alongside people like us that love it, and we'll help you with it.
Yeah.
For two reasons. One, I really want to see you grow and do well, but also I enjoy it. That's my love language, as it were. It's like I embrace it. There's something really intoxicating about creating an ad, putting it out there, getting a bunch of leads, and being able to do the math and say, okay, this ad got me 100 inquiries, which led to 50 real emails, which led to 10 real conversations, which led to one transaction. So you go, okay, this cost me this much to get this, which trickled down to this, tracking and measuring and quantifying all of it. That is really cool, because then it's just a matter of, all right, well, if I need,
it's a numbers
it's a numbers game. If I need more leads, so this cost me $1,000 to make $1,600. Okay, well, I need to double that to get this, and then you test that, and it's just, it's a lot of fun. So that's where you started, and that's where you were, but that's kind of still where you are now that you've moved over to EXP.
Well, a big driving force for me coming to EXP was the technology.
Yeah. Me too.
I had worked with conversion in the past, but it got to be too expensive.
Yeah.
And now we get it for free. It's just an absolute incredible tool to use to market and to collect leads and to make sure you stay on top of everything.
Yeah.
There's a new term that I heard in one of the presentations this week, drunk on leads.
Yeah.
And I've definitely been there, and that basically means I'm so good at collecting and getting all these inquiries, but not the greatest with following up and helping them out. And this conversion tool definitely will do that.
Braden made me laugh so hard when he said, I think that's who you heard say that.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, guys, you don't want to be drunk on leads. Don't be drunk on leads.
Yeah.
Because you can turn these machines on to the point where you have so much going on. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's better to back it off a little bit so you can remember to take the time to actually make the call, right? You still have to make the
call.
call.
Also tied into, was 2008 when I started a team.
Okay.
And I was always so good at generating so many leads.
Yeah.
In the early days, I would get 250 leads in 2 weeks.
Oh, geez.
Just from SEO, because nobody was out there.
Right.
Zillow didn't know what to do. Realtor.com didn't know what to do. Trulia didn't know what to do.
You were cutting edge.
But I kind of dialed in real quick.
Yeah.
And I was able to bring on newer agents, teach them the proper ways to follow up, and let them loose on it.
Yeah.
We've been very good at that.
That's very cool.
A lot of business.
Well, now that you're back with conversion, which is really, they've kind of repackaged it. They call it KV Core now. You'll have access for free now to create an unlimited amount of landing pages, an unlimited amount of squeeze pages. You can run them, you can stack them, you can run them separate. You can hashtag your CRM to death, so you can track absolutely everything. Every single lead that comes into my KV Core, I know exactly where it came from. And sometimes I tweak something just a tiny little bit, so I'll do the same type of hashtag and add just one little letter or something so I can figure out, where it came from. Yeah. It's so easy, I
absolutely love that with the system. And like my main website at the time was Find Your Dream Home. And then I had Find Temecula Homes, Find Marietta Homes, Find Menifee Homes, all in these landing pages.
Yeah.
And when I went away from that, I had to get back to diving more into technology and creating landing pages on my WordPress website.
Gotcha.
Which is a little bit time consuming.
It's a lot time consuming. Yeah.
This is great.
I could do the same thing on Wix. I use Wix for a lot of that, but it takes time. I would much rather just use KV Core, create the landing page, or create the offer in there. That way, when anything goes to that, get any exposure to that, where people have to register, it just goes right into the CRM. There's no taking a list of things I collected over here and now have to hand input them or upload a CSV file or anything like that. I just like to keep it really simple. And now we're running a lot of ads on social media where we're able to shake hands between the ad forms or the lead forms that are in those platforms. Once they fill those out automatically, they just go straight over through API Nation into our KV Core. So without getting too technical and all that kind of stuff, just to say this, it's seamless, it's easy. You create the ads, you run them, and then you just start getting leads. I mean, I'm still getting 4 to 5 leads per day on the Temecula Reduce campaign. 4 to 5 per day. It's incredible. Now, I'm not converting it that much. We're doing probably maybe 4 a month. That's so technically
converting 4 a month.
Yes, we are.
So out of how many total leads?
Right now we have about. I've been running that since I think January.
Okay.
We're getting 80 to 120 leads per month, and I'm going to say, I don't want to exaggerate, I'll say 10 transactions. But here's the cool thing, though.
That's
I know, it's incredible.
Average is 3. If you can get
Or less.
3 to 5,
Yeah.
You're doing really good.
We're doing really, really well with it. And, but what I was going to say is, sounds like I'm kind of fishing for the real numbers, but the cool thing is I actually do have real numbers because I can go into KV Core and I can just actually look at my stats. I can look at my performance, and you can see where the leads come from, which ones are converting, how many have closed. It's really, it's you can really run a business that way. My KV Core looks a little different than yours because I have a team one.
Yeah. I'll get
but
there. And I've been there.
And what's going to happen is you're going to start getting all of these leads, and you're going to start getting some traction, and it's not going to take you long to get the word out that you need help.
Yeah.
Help! I need help. I need to bring on some people.
Yeah.
And then that's a great way of it's just attracting other agents because you have so much to offer them, you know. It takes quite an investment to get that going, because the ads aren't free. And we're actually running, I've been experimenting between $20 and $30 a day on those ads.
Okay.
You can start at 5 and you can still get some traction. But when you go from 5 to 10, that's a big jump. 15 didn't seem to do much except cost me more. 20 was like, wow, and I'm just currently testing 30 right now.
Yeah.
So the more I can load the team up with that kind of stuff, the better.
Yeah.
But we also, are you one of those guys are you kind of anti-Zillow? Are you an anti-Zillow person?
Very much so.
I thought so.
Oh, man.
We actually get Zillow Flex leads.
Yeah. I know a lot of agents are killing it with them, but and I kind of I'm ticked off about all the major brokerages who skipped out on creating an internet presence in the early days. And I said, let the agents do it. And then Zillow came in, and then we did have Realtor.com, but they sold that. That's a third party now.
Yeah, Realtor.com was really hot for a while. When it first came out, it was incredible. That's where the majority of our business came from, but we were paying for leads.
Yeah.
But at one time, Lorianne and I were paying $11,000 a month for leads.
Yeah.
And the worst we ever did was 2x our money. We were usually 3 and 4xing our spend. So it worked. I've never been the kind of guy afraid to spend money if I'm getting a return. I don't care because if I can spend 60 grand and make, 100 grand, those are big numbers, but that's a lot. That's what was happening. So
the goal is to spend $1 and get 10 back.
Oh, that would be incredible, right? And some campaigns we've done have done that. So, okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. You are now at the fastest growing brokerage in the world. Feels really good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, that fear of missing out just kind of goes away. You're like, okay.
I've been following EXP for 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And I'm also from the standpoint of, well, it's new. Let me see if it takes off.
Let's see.
And there was some risk behind jumping in.
Yeah.
But with all of the agents, the big time groups that I used to follow and admire at Keller Williams, most of them have jumped over to EXP. Yeah. So, and the senior members of this group, it's pretty amazing.
It's ridiculous. Think of the best Southern California agents that you can just assemble the most rock star list.
Yeah.
And they're all our senior partners at EXP.
Yeah, Southern California, but nationally.
Even nationally, that's
nationally.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Jay Kinder, Michael Reese, they're in Texas, part-time.
Yeah.
And then they live out of the country. the other time
Yeah,
to.
well, they had their coaching company, and then they were smart from the standpoint seeing things change.
Yep.
And they said, well, if we're going to teach somebody, we got to go in and do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they started a brokerage,
Mm-hmm.
Briscoe, 5, 6 years ago.
I think so. Yeah.
And,
Sounds about right.
just absolutely killed it,
Yep.
and have now turned around with the EXP model and are helping agents all across the country.
Exactly. Yeah, that's their whole pitch. They just offer so many good nuggets, so much just benefit. No, we can help you do this, by the way. In fact, if you join us, we'll help you for free. So that's talk about a value add. And that'd be something that you could probably eventually get to with what you're planning on building, build something that's so attractive that you don't feel like you have to ever go out there and recruit for agents, because they just will come.
Yeah.
I've never gotten on the phone and made a bunch of calls to see if I could have lunch with someone about, joining our group or anything like that. It's always been, I see what you guys are doing. I like it. Can we chat? And that's going to happen to you in droves, because you are a respected agent in the Valley. You have a lot to offer. You have a lot of skills. You've been at it a long time. You understand the tech side of it. So you have a real unfair advantage over a lot of agents that come in. So it's pretty cool.
Yep.
What are your goals? What are you hoping to see happen now that you're here? What are you looking to accomplish?
Well, number one goal is to get my production up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be the domino. That's going to be the attraction part.
Yeah.
And, I'd love to have 5 to 10 agents working with me.
Yeah.
That I can help feed and grow, and definitely. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
And you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to go, I'm really going to try to get here. But let's say you get a month or two into it and you're like, really not really making the kind of traction I wish I could have. Then you can literally a phone call with Kyle, right?
Yeah.
Or a meeting with Dan Beer.
Yeah.
Or get on the phone with, any number of, we have incredible, even Tom Ferry coaches in our organization.
Yeah. Guys that have done it before know how. I've heard stories of, taking a postcard and, an agent was having problems, wasn't getting any kind of results from it.
Yep.
Showed it to a couple of top agents.
Mm-hmm.
They tore it apart. And that probably wasn't fun. But then they said, okay, this is how you need to rebuild it, and turned into a successful marketing campaign.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's exciting. I'm really happy for you. I'm so honored that you chose our organization, and we don't plan on letting you down. We plan on supporting, and that's what really what's so exciting about. I always feel like when I hit a wall, like I have people that I can throw up to,
Yeah.
And that's what I heard. Brent Gove say that. Don't ever throw down, throw up.
Yeah.
If you're mad about something or you're frustrated with it, you have senior partners that can help with this stuff. So.
And I'm a go-getter, so I'm not going to be nagging you too much, but
Yep.
So absolutely.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, I hope you had as much fun doing this as I did. I wanted to introduce you to our audience. That's why you're here, and hopefully that you can kind of get a feel for kind of how we do things. A little bit of a, we have to do video as well as podcasts, audio, because we have about half the people. I'd say half our audience is on various different video platforms where they see this, and the other half is listening on the podcast. So you have to record these things these days. As much as I pain to do that with my face, but you got to do it. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Look forward to it.
Yep.
Hey,
we'll
wait, before
again.
you go, would you do us a favor? If you found any value in this content, would you please like and subscribe to it? Maybe even leave a comment. It really helps us out.